Hello guys, it's Lee. Hey, I'm talking to you today about mower spindle replacement. So what I have here in the background, I bought this in 2007, brand new. It's a Husqvarna, what is it? It's the Residential Z 5426 Husqvarna. Obviously the deck's off of it. I did that in the last video. So the video previous to this, I removed the deck and I had full intent, and I removed this, see right here. See, these are still on, I hadn't removed those yet. But I removed that, and my intention, so this is the shaft, is to remove the bearings from the shaft. I just pushed that on there. Oh, come on off. Anyway, but that one, I couldn't get off. Like in the last video, I said, hey, I can't get this one off. Well, so I did some research, and that bearing, that lower bearing, which by the way is right here before, it's really right there before you get to the blade, that lower one is pressed on. So I went to Harbor Freight. I think this is the one I need. They sell, this is all new to me, but they sell a puller, a bearing puller that would clamp onto that bearing, and I could pull it off. But, if you buy this shaft right here, if you buy that shaft, it comes with the bearing already pressed on it. So like if you go on Amazon, now this one comes off easy, I just have to knock it off. But they're already come pressed on there. So I ran the numbers. I was like, okay, I can buy that bearing puller, which was $50 out the door, and then pull the bearings off all three of these, and then go buy the bearings, assuming I'm not damaging shafts and stuff like that. You can buy that shaft for $13 a piece with the bearing already on it. So that sounds like a pretty good deal. But you still have to buy the top bearings. You still got to buy all the pulleys, because I'm redoing the whole deck. So you still got to buy all the pulleys and the belt and all that. And they got kits on Amazon. It seemed like it was like $150 for the whole kit. Now these are aftermarket parts. They're aftermarket, and so I checked with my local guy, and I'm going to give you a video clip of him, a White House small engine. Hey guys, it's Lee. I'm at my local small engine shop, trying to keep the money in the community on small parts. This is what I bought. It's the whole complete unit. But it went to $30. It was $30. It is the factory direct, the OEM parts, and the belt was too. All the parts I got were factory. And it was a little bit more, but I'm trying to keep money in, and I don't like buying off Amazon. I mean, I do it a lot because a lot of times it's half the price or even more, then you can't almost afford not to. But if I can get something close locally, and I think buying local is very important. But if I can do that, that's what I want to do. So my buddy at White House Small Engine, he gave me a discount too, because I was buying, but I bought that from him and buying in bulk, and I buy a lot of things there anyway. So anyway, after crunching the numbers, this is what I bought. I got 3 of them, of course. The other 2 are in boxes. Now I'll tell you one thing you want to know about this. If the original has this that sits right here. Well, you don't have to do that anymore because it's built into the unit. So do away with this right here. That's what I pulled off my deck, and yeah, it goes right there. But see, this is built in. You can't pull it off. So really, all you need to put this together after you mount it, use your same pulley. I guess you could buy another one, but there's no sense in that. And then you just put your nut on, and that's it. Now these holes right here, if you're new to this, because the first time I did it years ago, I was confused, but these are self-tapping screws right here. if you'll notice, there's no threads inside here. But that's okay, because once you get your impact on it, it's going to make threads for you. When I take these off, and I'll show you the top side here in a minute, these are going to break off. Let me see if I can get the other side. Yeah, that's it right there. So when I'm going to get my impact on that, take it off. Well, they'll break off inside this. This is kind of a pewter thing. I don't know. But anyway, so really I was wanting to do a video of doing it on the cheap and replacing the bearings. Because, okay, so like on this one, this is a different setup. This is on a 42-inch Craftsman, Husqvarna, Poland. It's got 3 bolts to it, see, 3, where this one, my mower has 4. Okay, that's really about the only difference. But this bearing like wouldn't press stone, the bottom, so I could take this apart and get the bearings off this reasonably easy. That's just the extra one I had from before. So that's what I was thinking this was, but it got into more difficulty, and I'm really ready to get this project done. So I'm going to replace them. So really all I'm going to do is I'm keeping the blades. These blades are pretty new right here. These are Gator blades. These are Gator blades. They're in good shape. I just need I'll sharpen them. That's about it. Now these are the other parts. This is the belt right here, which this is my old belt. So look at that old belt. So that's the new belt, and I got the 3 pulleys for the top side right here. Well, I'll show you about replacing the one spindle, because all 3 of them are the same. Now, I don't want to bore you to death and show you all that, and I might even time lapse it some, but it's just a simple process. You take it off and put it on. So anyway, so let's do that. All right, so this is a 1/2 inch. So you got 4 of them. Like I say, it's probably going to break off in there. I mean, if it didn't, that'd be great, because you might could reuse this housing. But this is my small impact, so let's see how it does. These batteries go out. All right, I got my big impact. So let's see, hopefully this will do it. That's all it did. You see that? See, that's just, it does it every time. So if you ever take one of these off, don't think you're gonna put it back on. I guess I'm gonna pop the heads off of all of them, I don't know. Well, I'm just gonna let it fall. Now that one broke off too. So here it is, I pulled it out. Every one of them broke off inside. But that's how it goes. So that's how that, so I'm gonna take the other 2 off. I'll just do it off camera. But the mistake I made is I didn't power wash the deck before I started my job, because I want to paint it. I got Husqvarna orange. Look here, I got little rust spots. I mean, this is just surface rust right here. Not a big deal, but it's around here. You know, just surface rust. That's a good solid deck. But I should have power washed it, and I didn't. So I'm gonna remove all these and probably take these pulleys off too. Pull it out of my shop. If you like this kind of content, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Pull it out of my shop, power wash it, and let it dry and all that. Paint it, then I'm gonna put it back together, because this is a wintertime project. I'm not really in a big hurry. That thing's heavy, so I'm gonna have a hard time moving it. But anyway, so that's what I'm doing. That's the pulley. Obviously, when I put them back on, I'll video that. I'm not really going to video taking off the rest of them, but it's the same. And I'm probably not going to power wash it here, even though I got a power washer, because I kind of drained the water out best I could, and it's January, and I don't want it to refreeze, so I'll probably load it up in the back of my truck, take it to the car wash, and I'm going to video this a little slower, because actually I think 2 of these are the same and one's different. And I want to document which one's different, which I think is this one. Lost the nut. All right, I found it all. So there's a little nut under this one, 9/16. What order they come in if there's extra stuff. So you got all this right here. All right, so that must have been welded on somewhat. So I'm just gonna put that back there. All right, so I got it all stripped down. I took videos how all these go together. Looks like all the pulleys and stuff I got are exactly right. So what I'm gonna do is the heavy lifting, and I'm gonna lift this deck up and put it in the back of my truck. Couldn't very well video-wise cleaning it, but there it is, stripped down. See a lot more rust spots now that it's clean. So I'm gonna try to get all that cleaned up. All right, so here it is. I'm fixing to use this. Clean it up. See what happens. All right, I'm back. So I've been sanding with the wire wheel, and I got all the chunks knocked off. I think I might go over it a little bit more. I went off quite a bit off camera just because you don't see all that all the time. I went to Lowe's. You see that? Husqvarna orange at Lowe's. 1 can Rust-Oleum. I'll tell you what I'm gonna probably spray on here after I get finished is, can you see that rust? Extend rust neutralizer. I sprayed that on stuff before, which this can's about out, but I'll use it up and probably won't worry about it. But anyway, it is, neutralizes the rust. I mean, I'll probably spray this in the corners where I can't get my wire wheel mainly, but I'm gonna use that. We'll see how it goes. All right, so I just sprayed the rust stuff on there. I don't have my glasses out here, so I don't know how long for it to set, but I might even let it set overnight at this point, make sure it, or go get my glasses and read it. But I'm gonna let it sit for a while. It turns that stuff black. I'm in no hurry, so I'm gonna, anyway, let it go and paint that thing. And you know what? It won't take long to put those pulleys on and I'll be done. So anyway. All right, this is a side, one of the sides of the mower. Hang on, let me show you. Zoom in. You see that's on there? Well, I just took that one off right there. Gonna paint it. All right, guys, so it's a couple of days later. Temperature warmed up. I got a couple coats of paint on the deck, and I'm not trying to make it look pretty. I'm just trying to cover up and cover up the rust. You know, I put that wire wheel to it. I sprayed on that rust diffuser or whatever it's called, and I got my Husqvarna orange. Put it on there maybe 2 or 3 times, but it's not tacky anymore. It's been a couple of days. Everything's good about it. And now I'm just fixing to reassemble Gonna put these spindles back on. Pretty simple. All right, remember this is self-tapping screws. There is no threads. I'm fixing to make the threads. I'm gonna hold this flush. Kind of get it started right there. Make my threads. This is a 1/2 inch. If you don't have an impact, get one. All right, I'm gonna do the rest. All right, so that was easy enough. So I'm gonna tell you the most important thing if you're redoing a deck and you order these spindles. One of the most important things you need to know. And it comes in the instructions, so maybe you won't miss it, but I'm gonna show you real clear. This came off the old spindle, this washer. I removed it, I kept it because I thought I was gonna reuse it. That is built in now. So you don't have to do that. So do not use this. That came off the old one. Now you'll reuse the pulley and the nut. I'm not gonna do them yet. All 3 of them. All right, here's the old one. See, you didn't have it. Right there, that's what you had to have. So if you got an old one, make sure that washer's there, because it'll booger things up. So anyway, that's it. Now I'm gonna put these on. For some reason, this already came with that. So I'm just putting it back where it was. All right, guys, so that is the conclusion of my video. Now look, I think they sent me the wrong pulley. The one they sent me is different. I don't know. They were all identical, but this one was a little different setup. So I'm gonna have to go back to the store, go back to my guy and get him to swap that out. Basically, I'll show you what happened. This little ridge didn't need to be there. So anyway, but I'll take that off. Before I mount it. I'm not gonna mount it on the mower for a little while. I'm gonna grease all my pulleys. It's pretty much done. Then I'll, put these back on the what am I trying to say? What's that called? Well, you know what I'm talking about. The pulley, yeah. But, so, the reason I'm not putting it back on is because 15 years, and I have not replaced the drive belt. Didn't look too hard. I don't think I have to pull off the PTO. I think I just got to unplug it. So there's going to be a separate video. So I'm not putting the deck on until that's done. And that'll be another video. So that deck's going to sit there. And I'm going to get it greased up properly and all that. Then also, just another coming up video. So an upcoming video. My favorite mower of all times. This is what started it all. Is this Sears Suburban 15. It's original. And I'm thinking about leaving it that way. But anyway, it doesn't have fire. So it's got points on the other side. The coil's right here underneath all that. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm getting a newer type coil that will bypass the points. Take the wire off, bypass it. And it's a little more dependable, upgraded. And I don't know if I'm gonna paint that or not, but I think I'm gonna leave it original maybe. Anyway, that's coming up. Drive belt on this. I'll probably get a new seat for it. Look, the weak point of this Husqvarna is that transmission. Now, I'm spending some money on it. I got $200 on the deck, and probably I'll have $250 in it. By the time I get drive belts and all that. As long as those transmission holds out a couple more years, I'm good. Got people coming up and down my driveway. So anyway, so that's done. But I'll get a new pulley. Drive belt coming up pretty soon. coil. Well, I've already ordered the coil for that, so that's coming up pretty soon. And I'd love to get that Sears Suburban out running again. Hey, if you like this kind of content, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, because I'm always buying stuff. This is something I've had forever, but I'm buying them all the time and fixing them. And so anyway, we'll see you.